Clapperboard Animal Farm, The Rise and Fall of the Revolution, full breakdown and analysis. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This chilling phrase has echoed through generations as a warning against the corruption of power. Welcome to Animal Farm, a story about animals, yes, but one that mirrors the rise of tyrannies, revolutions gone wrong, and the dangerous seduction of absolute control. Written in 1945 by George Orwell, Animal Farm is more than just a fable. It's a sharp, symbolic critique of the Russian Revolution and Stalin's regime. Every character, every event, every betrayal, was drawn from real-world history and twisted into a parable that is still deeply relevant today. In this video, we'll journey through the complete story of Animal Farm, chapter by chapter. Along the way, we'll explore what Orwell was really saying, and how the themes in this short novel remain shockingly timely even in our modern world. Let's begin where it all started, with a dream. Chapter 1: The Dream of Freedom. At Manor Farm, in the English countryside, a revolution is brewing, but it starts not with violence, but with a dream. Old Major, a wise and aging pig, gathers the animals late one night in the big barn. He speaks not as a pet or livestock, but as a philosopher, someone who has seen through the illusion of their so-called life. He tells them the harsh truth. Animals live in misery and slavery, not because of nature, but because of one creature: man. Man consumes without producing. Man exploits. And worst of all, man destroys the unity of animals by dividing and conquering. Old Major paints a vision of a better world. A world where animals rule themselves, work together, and share equally. It's a utopia of hayfields and harmony. And he sings them an old song from his youth, Beasts of England, an anthem of rebellion and hope. The animals are electrified. Even the dumbest among them feel the power of this dream. They sing until the windows rattle. But upstairs, Mr. Jones, the drunken, negligent farmer, hears the commotion and fires his shotgun into the night. The animals scatter. Yet the seed has been planted. The idea cannot be shot down. Just 3 nights later, Old Major dies in his sleep, but his message lives on, becoming the gospel of revolution. Studio microphone, voiceover tone. Reflective. Thus ends the first chapter of Animal Farm. But behind Old Major's speech lies Orwell's own political philosophy. He had seen the horrors of authoritarianism in Stalinist Russia and Spanish fascism. Old Major resembles Karl Marx, or Lenin, a visionary whose ideas would soon be twisted by others. And Beasts of England? It's not just a song, it's a symbol of pure revolutionary hope. A hope that won't last long. Pigface Part 2. Revolution and reality. The dream has been spoken. The spark of revolution glows in the hearts of the animals. Now, that spark becomes fire. Chapter 2: The Rebellion begins. With Old Major gone, the pigs take charge of his ideas. The 2 most prominent leaders emerge: Snowball and Napoleon. Snowball is passionate, intelligent, and full of plans. Napoleon is quieter, more strategic, and more ruthless. Together with Squealer, the pig with a silver tongue, they develop animalism, a philosophy based on Major's dream. All men are enemies. All animals are comrades. But not everyone is ready for change. Some animals are skeptical. Others, like Moses the raven, distract them with fairy tales about Sugar Candy Mountain, a paradise in the sky where animals go when they die. A clear nod to organized religion. Moses preaches comfort while others prepare for resistance. Then, one day, the moment arrives. Mr. Jones, as careless and drunk as ever, forgets to feed the animals. Starving and angry, they rise. In an explosion of fury, they chase Jones and his men off the farm. It's spontaneous. It's wild. But it works. The humans flee in terror. For the first time in history, the animals have control. The farm is theirs. No more whips. No more chains. No more masters. They burn the symbols of their oppression. Whips, nose rings, and even ribbons. The farm is renamed Animal Farm. This moment is euphoric. The dawn of a new world. Chapter 3: The New Order. With the humans gone, the animals quickly organize. The pigs, now accepted as the most intelligent, begin teaching others to read and write. They write the 7 commandments of animalism on the barn wall. Rules meant to guarantee equality and justice for all. Whatever goes on 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes on 4 legs, or has wings, is a friend. No animal shall wear clothes. No animal shall sleep in a bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. No animal shall kill any other animal. All animals are equal. The commandments seem clear, unshakable, sacred. But already, cracks appear. While the pigs claim to work for the common good, they do something peculiar. When the cows are milked, 5 full buckets sit waiting. But when the animals return from the fields, the milk is gone. Napoleon brushes it off. The harvest is more important, he says. But we, the readers, know. The pigs have helped themselves. Thus begins the quiet corruption. It doesn't start with tyranny. It starts with exceptions, small compromises, justifications. For the good of all, they say. Still, the animals work hard and harvest more than ever. They're proud. Boxer, the enormous cart horse, adopts a personal motto: I will work harder. Snowball organizes committees, builds reading programs, and teaches animalism. Meanwhile, Napoleon focuses on something else: the young. He takes the puppies born on the farm and quietly isolates them for education. He's not just planning for the present, he's building his future enforcers. By the end of chapter 3, the revolution is in full swing, but Orwell wants us to see what's beneath the surface. The pigs already eat better, they don't do manual labor, and they're starting to bend the rules, just slightly. The milk? The isolated puppies? These are not just plot points, they're warning signs. Snowball and Napoleon represent two paths of revolution. Snowball, the idealist; Napoleon, the manipulator. But in a system with no checks on power, idealism rarely survives. Even Boxer, the strongest worker, shows the most dangerous trait of all: blind trust. If Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right. The revolution has succeeded, but will the dream survive? Horseface Part 3. The struggle for power, the rebellion, was just the beginning. Now comes the test. The test of loyalty. The test of power. And, above all, the test of truth. Chapter 4: The Battle of the Cowshed. As summer ends, news of the rebellion spreads beyond Animal Farm. The pigeons fly over neighboring farms, telling animals of the uprising. Humans laugh it off at first, but they're afraid. And when humans are afraid, they retaliate. Two nearby farmers, Mr. Pilkington and Mr. Frederick, represent the Western powers. One easygoing and capitalist, the other harsh and militaristic. Neither wants their animals to get any ideas. So they act. One October day, Mr. Jones returns, this time with reinforcements. Armed men march on Animal Farm to crush the rebellion once and for all. But the animals are ready. Under Snowball's direction, the animals have prepared. They launch a coordinated attack. The pigeons create chaos, the geese peck at ankles, and Muriel and Benjamin kick from the flanks. Finally, Snowball charges, with Boxer at his side. Jones fires a gun, grazing Snowball. But the animals win. The humans are forced to flee again. It's a stunning victory. They call it the Battle of the Cowshed. Snowball is hailed as a hero. Boxer is shaken. He believes he may have killed a man. He is not dead, reassures Snowball. No sentimentality, comrade. War is war. The animals create medals. Animal Hero First Class, for Snowball and Boxer. They bury a fallen sheep as a martyr. The gun used in the battle is placed at the foot of the flagpole, to be fired twice a year. Once on the rebellion's anniversary, and once on the day of this great battle. But even in celebration, something has changed. A line has been crossed. Blood has been spilled. And blood has a cost. Chapter 5: Betrayal and Exile. As winter comes, tensions rise. Snowball and Napoleon clash constantly. They argue over everything, but most of all, over the windmill. Snowball wants to build a windmill to provide electricity, reduce labor, and modernize the farm. Napoleon calls it nonsense. He says the animals should focus on food, not fantasies. The farm splits into factions, but just as the vote is about to happen, Napoleon makes his move. He lets out a terrifying sound, and suddenly, 9 enormous dogs leap into the barn. They chase Snowball across the floor. He runs for his life. The dogs, grown from the puppies Napoleon raised in secret, are his personal bodyguards now. Snowball escapes, barely, and just like that, he is gone. Forever. Napoleon steps forward, calm and confident. He cancels the vote. From now on, he says, no more debates. The animals will meet only to receive orders. A special committee of pigs will make all decisions. The dream of equality ends in silence. Squealer, the propaganda master, justifies it all. Do not imagine, comrades, that leadership is a pleasure. It is a deep and heavy responsibility. Surely none of you wants to see Jones come back. The animals are confused. But fear and Squealer's words keep them in line. Soon, something strange happens. Napoleon announces that the windmill will be built after all. The very thing he opposed is now his idea. No one dares question it. Boxer adopts a new slogan: Napoleon is always right. Thus ends chapter 5. And with it, the revolutionary spirit that once united the animals. Snowball, once the hero of the Battle of the Cowshed, is now branded a traitor. He becomes Orwell's stand-in for Leon Trotsky, the idealist exiled by Stalin. Napoleon becomes a full-blown dictator. The dogs are his enforcers. Squealer is his voice. The animals? Mere pawns. The commandments remain on the wall, but they are meaningless now. Words can be twisted. History can be rewritten. And when no one remembers the truth, power becomes permanent. Rooster Part 4. Lies, blood, and broken dreams. The dream is dying. The animals don't realize it yet. But the signs are everywhere. The windmill rises, but so does a new era of fear. Chapter 6: The Windmill and the Whip. The animals work harder than ever before. The windmill project begins, and it's backbreaking. The tools are crude. There's no machinery. They drag stones by sheer muscle. But they're told this is for a better future. Even as the work grows harsher, rations are reduced. The animals are starving. Yet Squealer assures them that food production has increased. He gives them reports, numbers, statistics. They're all lies. And now, for the first time since the rebellion, the animals witness the unthinkable: trade with humans. Napoleon, once a staunch anti-human, begins doing business with nearby farmers. He even moves into the farmhouse with the other pigs. The animals are told it's temporary. Of course, they believe it. Then, disaster. One night, a storm hits. The windmill, nearly finished, is destroyed. Napoleon blames Snowball. He calls him a traitor, a saboteur working with the humans. Do you not see, comrades? Squealer says. Snowball is in league with Jones. It doesn't matter that it was a storm. The narrative is rewritten. Snowball becomes Orwell's symbol of scapegoating. Anything bad? Blame him. Anything good? Napoleon takes credit. The animals rebuild the windmill. With less food, more work, and growing fear. Chapter 7: The Great Purge. Winter is brutal. The animals are cold. They're starving. The outside world hears rumors of suffering, but Napoleon has Squealer and the sheep cover it up. Desperate, the hens begin to resist. Napoleon wants them to surrender their eggs for trade. They refuse. In protest, they smash them. Napoleon responds with fury. He cuts off their rations. One by one, the hens die of hunger. Eventually, they give in. The rebellion is crushed. But it gets worse. Napoleon begins a purge. He forces confessions from animals, confessions of crimes they didn't commit. Working with Snowball. Plotting murder, spreading lies. Then, he executes them. Publicly. The terrified animals watch as their friends are slaughtered. Even Boxer is shaken. But he says only, if Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right. It's the darkest moment of the book. The animals gather. They want answers. They want comfort. They begin to sing Beasts of England. But Napoleon bans it. He says it's no longer needed. The rebellion is over. There is no need for hope. This chapter mirrors the Stalinist purges of the 1930s. False confessions. Show trials. Executions. Orwell doesn't sugarcoat the horror. The revolution that promised freedom now delivers only fear. The farm is now ruled by propaganda, repression, and revisionist history, and it's working. No one speaks out. No one remembers the truth. Dog Part 5. The Cult of Napoleon. Truth is gone. Fear rules. And now, a new reality is being written, not by fact, but by force. Chapter 8: Napoleon the God. The animals are shaken after the executions, but they work harder than ever, because they must. The second windmill is under construction. Food is scarcer. Their memories are fading. The 7 commandments? Altered. No animal shall kill any other animal, without cause. No one remembers the original wording. Napoleon now rarely appears in public. When he does, it's with pomp. He's always surrounded by dogs. Squealer refers to him as leader, father of all animals, and protector of the sheepfold. He's not a pig anymore. He's a god. There's even a poem written in his honor, and a portrait of him in the barn. When something good happens, it's thanks to Napoleon. When something bad happens, it's Snowball's fault. The outside world starts to notice Animal Farm. Both Mr. Frederick and Mr. Pilkington want to do business. Napoleon plays them against each other like a master politician. Eventually, he sells timber to Frederick, after rumors that Frederick paid in counterfeit money. The animals are outraged, but it's too late. Frederick and his men attack Animal Farm and blow up the windmill. It's devastating. The animals fight back in another brutal battle. They win, but barely. Boxer bleeds. His hoof is split. His spirit is wounded. Napoleon declares the victory a triumph. They build a monument. They fire the gun again. But the animals are tired, and hungry, and lost. Chapter 9: The Fall of Boxer. Winter returns. Life is worse than ever. The animals live on rations, suffer from frostbite, and struggle to remember why they fought in the first place. Boxer continues working. Despite his injuries, his motto never changes: I will work harder. He dreams only of retiring to the pasture promised to old animals. But Boxer collapses. He has worked himself to the edge of death. The animals panic. They rush to help. Napoleon promises to send Boxer to the hospital. A van comes to collect him. But Benjamin, silent and cynical, reads the writing on the side of the cart. Alfred Simmons, horse slaughterer and glue boiler. They realize too late. Boxer is being taken to the knacker. He is never seen again. Squealer returns with a lie. Boxer died in a hospital with Napoleon at his side. The animals hold a memorial. Napoleon declares it a national event. He gives a speech. They mourn. But the truth is clear. Boxer, the farm's most loyal worker, was betrayed. The revolution has devoured its own. Boxer, Orwell's symbol of the working class, the laborer who gives everything, was used and discarded. Napoleon, now more tyrant than man or pig, drinks whiskey that night in the farmhouse. Symbolism breakdown. Chapter 9 marks the emotional climax of Animal Farm. Boxer's fate echoes the fate of millions of Soviet workers, devoted to the regime, blinded by propaganda, and ultimately sacrificed. The rewriting of history, the betrayal of the revolution, the cult of personality, these are not just literary devices, they're historical warnings. Napoleon is not just a pig, he's Stalin, he's power unchecked. He's the final form of a revolution that's lost its soul. Pig Part 6. The end of the dream years have passed. Many animals who remembered the rebellion are gone. Only a few, like Clover, Benjamin, Moses the raven, and a handful of pigs, remain. The farm has changed. There are more animals now, but none of them know anything about the past. They believe whatever they're told. There was a rebellion, once. The pigs made life better. That's what they've heard. The windmill has been rebuilt, again, but not for electricity. Now it grinds corn, for profit. There's no talk of comfort anymore. No vision of the future. The animals work just as hard as they did under Mr. Jones. Often harder. They are still hungry, still cold. Still, not free. But they've been told they're free. That makes all the difference, doesn't it? Then one day, something incredible happens. Clover walks past the barn wall where the 7 commandments were written. Only one remains. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. That's all. The rest are gone. Soon after, the animals see something they never thought possible. The pigs are walking on 2 legs. They wear clothes. They carry whips. They host guests, humans, and drink with them in the farmhouse. One evening, the animals peek inside through the window. Napoleon sits at the head of the table. Pilkington, the human, toasts him. If you have your lower animals to contend with, he says, we have our lower classes. They laugh. They drink. They toast to their shared cruelty. The animals outside are speechless. They look from pig to man, and from man to pig, and from pig to man again. But it is impossible to say which is which. Brain conclusion, Orwell's final warning. And that is the end of Animal Farm. No dramatic redemption. No return to innocence. The rebellion ends not with triumph, but with transformation, from one form of tyranny to another. George Orwell didn't just write a fable. He wrote a mirror, one held up to politics, to history, and to us. Let's break down what he showed us. Puzzle piece: the allegory behind Animal Farm. Each element in the story represents a historical figure or force. Old Major equals Karl Marx and Lenin, the idealists whose ideas sparked revolution. Snowball equals Leon Trotsky, brilliant, visionary, and ultimately exiled. Napoleon equals Joseph Stalin, power-hungry, ruthless, master of manipulation. Squealer equals Soviet propaganda, twisting truth until lies become facts. Boxer equals the working class, loyal, strong, sacrificed. The sheep equals blind masses, chanting slogans, silencing thought. The dogs equals the secret police, protecting tyranny with violence. The Seven Commandments mirror founding ideals, which are gradually rewritten, corrupted, and erased. What starts as hope becomes horror. Mirror the message today. Orwell wrote Animal Farm in 1945, but it remains frighteningly relevant. Why? Because revolutions still happen, power still corrupts, and propaganda still rewrites reality. Whether it's a nation, a movement, or even a corporation, whenever truth is sacrificed for control, Animal Farm becomes real again. The danger isn't just dictatorship, it's the slow decay of truth, the comfort of lies, the rewriting of memory. We must remember that freedom isn't just the absence of a tyrant. It's the presence of truth, it's the right to ask questions. It's the courage to say, this is not right, and above all, it's remembering that all animals are equal, is only true if we demand that it stay true. If you found this breakdown meaningful, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into powerful books and the stories that shape our world. Drop a comment below. What part of Animal Farm hit you the hardest? Was it Boxer's fall? The final scene? Or the slow erosion of hope? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay curious, stay questioning, and remember, the most dangerous enemy is the one who tells you he's your friend, and then rewrites the rules.